Hello, everybody. Oh, my goodness. It's great to be here. For those of you who don't know us, I'm Jacob. I'm joined by Myles.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm nervous, but I'm feeling good, yeah.
Yeah, this is our first time here casting at Momocon. We've been players in the past, but we got the invitation. Here we are in the booth. We're here with rounds 3 and 4 of our free-for-all qualifiers.
Yeah.
Very exciting stuff. Just going to quick go through the player list before we get started. So alphabetically, and I think we're actually missing a few on our list, so let me bring it up officially. Okay, and this is actually now going to be in seed order. We're going to have Brandon, Ricky, Dylan, Halc, Creonea, Jojo Agogo, DoritoBandito, Spruce, TorchedOven, grimshadow 10, Freewave, and Bumdove. So some names we're familiar with, some names we're not. Maybe someone can prove themselves today.
True, yeah, no, I mean, it's always fun to see that. You know, there's a lot of players that we know, and there's quite a few players that we don't. So I'm excited to see kind of just, you know, who's going to be making a name for themselves, of course, towards the end of the MK8D lifespan. With the new game coming up, some people might want to, you know, make a last-ditch effort to really kind of show the world who they really are before, you know, MK World, right?
100%. And, you know, if you're looking for some names to watch out for, definitely Brandon, definitely Ricky. One thing I've noticed about the Mario Kart scene, if you see someone's gamertag and it's just their first name, you should be scared of them. And there's no bias at all when I say that, trust me.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we're prime examples, I would say. Like,
yeah.
I used to have a name that I went by, and I was like, this is kind of stupid. So I'm just like, I'm just going to adopt, you know, my own name, go with that. And I think just by coincidence, we ended up being two of those too.
Yeah.
So.
You know, but the thing is, a lot of people who played back in the Mario Kart Wii, Mario Kart 8U days on the Wii U, the community was a lot smaller back then, so you could kind of snag your own first name, be the only one. I got very lucky to be the only Jacob, I think. But someone like Brandon, he's been playing forever, so definitely a name to watch out for.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of Brandons in the community, a lot of Jacobs in the community, but you know, they're the Jacob, the Brandon, right? So
we got the Ricky, we got the Dylan in this room.
Yeah.
The Jojo Agogo, that's definitely his real name.
Yeah, full government name, Jojo Agogo.
Yeah. There are definitely some people here with competitive experience to look out for as well. Aforementioned Brandon, Dylan, Ricky, Jojo in a lower div team in AP. And then that might be all we have as far as competitive experience. So we're going to have at least 1 or 2 players here who are making it into the second round as a more casual player. So that's going to be a really exciting thing for them.
It's a pretty top-heavy round as far as like you know, competitive players go. So I think that we can definitely see a couple casual players, maybe players that have a little bit less experience, can definitely sneak in to that next round.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested to see kind of who is going to be able to make a name for themselves, because there are some people here that, you know, I haven't really seen their name, and I wonder if they know much about MKC in general.
Yeah. I mean, only one way to find out.
Exactly.
We'll see who takes it home, takes those final 1 or 2 spots.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to take note of before we get started here. Dylan and Ricky are actually on the same team as far as 6v6 goes. They're both members of Dynamite, who play in Division 2 of Mario Kart Universal, if you're familiar. Yeah. So, you know, 2 players who play around each other very often. We got to kind of check out if they're going to have those interactions in this round.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to try to avoid each other. Maybe they're going to try to hit each other extra just because they know each other.
Well, see, that's the thing, is that it's FFA, you know. And knowing the players that you're playing with is a huge advantage, because you know their weaknesses, you know what tracks to pick if you're, you know, let's say in 7th place and they're in 6th and you need to take them out. Like, which track can I perform better than this player on? How can I get them out? And I don't know. I mean, we're not going to see much teaming as far as it goes for, you know, players that know each other, but people know how to play around people that they know.
100%. And, you know, when you bring up these track picks as well, I know for a fact that Jojo is a Yoshi bike player, so that's an inside drifting bike. He has a completely different set of tracks that he's going to be strong on naturally, and different tracks that he's going to be very weak on. So if he ends up being a player that's on that cusp, the track picks are going to become very important for him.
Yeah. Players like that are, they really want to get their lead early, you know, just so they don't have to worry about the tracks that could really, you know, negatively affect their race. Like, we're talking, you know, Mushroom Gorge, DK Mountain, just tracks that have the super bounce as well. So, you know, if we can get some inward tracks out of the way, we're going to be good.
Yeah, we are going to be getting right into it. Race 1 is going to be Coconut Mall.
Yeah.
And just a reminder to everybody, this is only a 6-race qualifier, so you do need to get your points and get out as soon as possible. If you get a bad race at all, it gets scary.
There's hardly any room for error with these 6 races.
Ooh, we got a Funky Kong player in the room.
That's fun.
Very interesting. Rosalina Inward as well.
Yeah.
A lot of combo diversity here. We see that a lot more in these early rounds. starting off with Brandon's POV. He's at a disadvantage here starting in 1 because he can't pull a mushroom first set. Yeah, it is just going to be a coin, forced to go around. We'll see who's in first after this cut at the beginning. Halc with the red behind him.
Brandon's a very strong driver, so if he can get to the front, I think he's going to be pretty unstoppable.
Yeah.
But he's kind of here in this mid-pack. He's at the mercy of all these items around him. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, only mushrooms as well, no protection. He's definitely at the mercy, as he said. Spruce up here, Jojo up in 1, it looks like. And Jojo's actually on outward, which I was not expecting.
Yeah,
Spruce, is he going to make it? He barely makes it over that. That was close.
Having this mushroom up here is really good, but unfortunately, you know, that line that he took sets him back a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll take this cut up here and he'll be into first. I think that's kind of the way to go.
Brandon is up in 1. As you said, he's a very strong driver. Definitely the fastest driver in this room. The red is going to connect, though, and it's going to be Spruce up into first with a mushroom. Good to... Oh, never mind.
Shock coming in early. Yeah, early lap 2 shock. Spruce was in the best place in the room.
Yeah, and now if you're in the front spots now, you got to be trembling a bit because if a shot comes that early, it's pretty likely the second one will hit, and then the baggers win the race. The baggers being the ones who are farther behind, pulling those power items.
And we do have everyone on top and Brandon on the bottom. He went from 4th to 1st just from taking that line. Got to be worried a little bit here, especially with no blue so far, but the shock has come in.
Yeah. I love watching Brandon's gameplay, man. He has such clean, crisp lines. It's something that you really do not get to see often.
Not only that, but he has the awareness to just go wide whenever someone's trailing in front of him. I think that's important. He's gaining on Halc here. It's going to be kind of troublesome because Halc has that trail. Just as I say that, Halc does trail out Brandon. Creonea up here with the Funky Kong with the horn in second. Halc in first.
He's definitely keeping people at bay with the horn. People got to be scared of him. And yeah, he's going to use the horn. Everyone gets past. It's going to be Jojo and Dylan up into 2-3. Dylan up here now.
Yeah.
Halc's still in 1. Watch out for the Nana. No, Dylan is going to get hit.
Yeah, the hidden Nana spot there. That was really unfortunate for Dylan.
He's still in a spot to pick up a top 6 position here, so it shouldn't be too bad for Dylan. Yeah. Ricky up into second.
Yeah, looks like it's
Jojo picking up third. Spruce losing spots, and the second shot does hit. It's very late, and the Dodger is going to pass Spruce in the line down into 7th.
Yeah.
It will be Halc picking
all the way down
15.
to 8th. Yeah, and Halc first, Ricky second, and Jojo in third, kind of to start us off there on Coconut Mall.
So yeah, early days, but as we said, it is only a 6-race qualifier, so Halc picking up 15 points right away is very, very strong for him, especially when he's a player who is not really expected to be in the top. I think he's seeded top 6, but barely.
Right.
So yeah, going into race 2, I'm not sure. I wish I'd gotten a screenshot of it. It'll be more important as the races go on, but yeah, Halc and Jojo picking up those top spots to begin, and Brandon, Dylan, Ricky not being as up there.
Right.
Kind of a reversal of the seeds, and that is important, again, with the round being this short.
Yeah, especially, I mean, like you said, you know, every race is going to count. All these points are going to matter.
Yeah.
And if these players that are kind of, you know, seated a little bit lower can get those top spots early, I think that could really shake things up.
100%. They're going into race 2. I would like to see what the track picks are. I don't like that Baby Park pick. I want to know who's picking that because I want to flame them later.
Yeah, Baby Park early could be disastrous.
Dry going into race 2. So for those who don't know, this is a very heavy sandbagging track, and that's because of the massive shortcuts everywhere on the track.
There's so much off-road on the track that there's just it doesn't really reward good driving.
Yeah.
Right. So it rewards better items, staying back and seeing what you can pull.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the entire goal here is going to be to have a golden with either a star or a ghost in pocket at the last set lap 2, because there's a massive golden cut, and then if you can use a star after that and potentially dodge a shock, you just win the race for free.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So literally every competitive player in this lobby is going to be trying to do exactly that.
Yeah, and I mean, we say it best, in the competitive community, on tracks like this, these hard baggers, nothing really matters until the first set of lap 3.
Yeah. As we say that, everyone is pretty much choosing to run except for that Daisy. I believe that's going to be either Halc or there's one other Daisy. Could be someone else.
Yeah, and just being the sole person to stay back, it really does make it really easy for you to get the good items to just run up.
It's going to be Ricky in 1 to start us off. Freewave in 2, phasing through the pillar.
I've never seen that before. All right, yeah.
Holding the mushroom through set, that's a smart move from Freewave.
He does need to get his coins up here. Taking the cut a little bit wide. It's going to give Ricky some space, but you know, with this being a distance-based item game, Freewave can pull some really good items.
Dorito with the triple reds. Jojo is going to get hit by that. Could be a blessing in disguise as he's forced to bag a bit. Dorito, absolute menace with these triple reds.
Yeah, Halc probably going to pull something really good here with first being that far ahead. Just as I say that, Halc does pull a star here.
I believe that is going to be Ricky in 1, choosing to run.
Yeah, this is going to be really good for them.
Triple reds from Halc. A lot of aggressive items in this mid pack. The pack is a lot tighter than I would have expected on a track like Dry.
Right.
And the shock does come in slightly, just barely enough time for a second shock potentially, so people got to be mindful of that.
That was a really good shock usage. It got Halc right out of their dodge.
Oh, and the Nana, unfortunate. And he's going to be forced to golden up earlier than he would have wanted. He can't take the great golden cut.
Yeah.
Freewave with the horn, got to be careful about that. And Brandon with 2 shrooms in second, that's a good spot for him. And Ricky opting to bag in 1, I like that decision, truly.
Yeah. Brandon in first, he's in the best spot here, but he is at the mercy of a shock. Now, does he take the double cut here? No. He's forced to use his shrooms to get his defense out in second. Yeah. Spruce in first.
With nothing in first, though, Spruce is actually in a pretty bad spot on a track like this.
Well, Reds are coming in for Brandon. If Spruce can kind of outline and get into first, and he does.
Brandon into 1 for last set. He can't pull a mushroom. A lot of people are in position to pass him here. He's shaking in his boots, I can tell. Spruce with no mushrooms either. He's forced to go around as well. That black Yoshi might be in the best position to win this race. We'll see if he takes the cut. He does. Brandon still slightly ahead. It's going to be Dylan in 2. Brandon 1 choosing not to back.
Yeah, looks like Brandon 1, Dylan 2, and I believe that was Spruce that still held down third. I'm not too sure.
We'll see
it was
spots
Spruce
as
they
come up. Brandon, Dylan, Spruce, Halc, Grimshadow. That's our top 5.
All right.
I'll try to get the overall scores for us here. So yeah, overall it's going to be Halc in 1 with 24 after 2. Good stuff from him. And that those mid spots, actually pretty close all around. But 4th is going to be Ricky on 17. And then 9th is going to be DoritoBandito on 10. So 7 points between 4th and 9th.
Yeah.
Remember, top 6 advance. So all of those middle spots, like it could go anyway after 2.
I mean, we still have 4 races left, but it still is, anyone's game.
Absolutely.
No one's broken away too far.
Absolutely. This is the kind of round we want to see, especially in a qualifier.
Sure. Yeah.
It's easy for players to kind of break away and score 1,000,000 points. We saw that last round with Emery and O2B. Breaking away, getting 1,000,000 points right away, but we are not seeing that so far this round.
Yeah.
Points are very even.
I enjoy seeing these close rounds, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
I think a lot of that can be attributed to the track picks so far. Neither of them are really hard runners. Obviously, Dry Desert, one of the hardest baggers in the game.
Right.
That benefits the players who are not as technically skilled, someone like Brandon.
Yeah.
They're going into race 3. We'll see what the track pick is. Can't see it yet.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
Hopefully we'll get the track pick. Hey, everyone.
Yeah. Hey, guys. I do hear a track being selected.
Yes, someone picked the track. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be important because that really does dictate the rhythm of this round. And it is going to be a hard runner in Music Park.
Yeah. Music Park is a really good pick for Brandon here. I think he can just hold first here and break away. That's probably going to be his game plan for most of his races anyways.
Yeah, I think he takes a sigh of relief upon seeing this track pick.
Yeah. I know Dylan
up into 1 already.
Yeah, Dylan does really like this track. It does favor him in second as well.
Yeah.
Just as I said that, you do see them up there in top 2.
Ricky on the Cat Cruiser.
I like that.
Oh, and he's going to be off the track. Oh, he's mad about it too, you can tell.
Yeah, he's probably up there thinking about sandwiches. We do got we do got Dylan here in second behind Halc in first. Halc, surprisingly every race, staying up there in the front. And yeah, I mean they're there to score some points.
Yeah, Halc is really running it up, and it's not something that we would have expected based on the seeds. It's very good to see from him.
Yeah, that was a clean cut from Dylan. He does need some coins, though. I'm curious how many coins.
Oh my gosh, that
Halc
bomb!
has.
Spruce gonna get past it, but he hits the Nana. That's
can't avoid everything, man.
That's an unwinnable situation.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, exactly.
Everyone getting hit out. Freewave up into 3rd.
This top 2 is just gone. Halc and Dylan just running away with it right now.
Blue's out though. Oh, and Freewave's gonna get hit.
Yeah. There goes your coins too.
Freewave is one of those casual players who's been doing better than we might have expected, not knowing the name. I'm really impressed with him so far.
Oh,
Ricky off again.
Just doesn't work there, I guess. Brandon having a ghost in 3rd, especially with that top 2 gone. If a shot comes in, Brandon's going to be in an amazing spot here in 3rd.
He already is. Triple shrooms in 3.
Yeah. Although he is at the mercy of a red now.
Yeah, forced to Shane it because of that. Point in pocket is really rough. And he is now going to get protection in pocket. That player in last is really far behind. I hope that's not a DC.
Yeah, Brandon holding the coin here is interesting because Halc thinks that they're safe to throw that red.
Shock
Just as I say that, shock does come in.
Spruce dodging very high up in Bill, and that's on the Bill extension on this track too, so he's in a great spot now.
Yeah. Spruce, for someone who I haven't heard their name before, I think it's interesting that they know the Bill strats, the Bill extensions.
Yeah.
And they're playing their cards pretty well so far.
Yeah, a lot of great surprises so far this round. A lot of players who are outperforming their seed for sure.
Yeah, definitely. There's a bomb coming in for Brandon. Spruce could steal third here.
Oh, Brandon getting hit out, yeah.
Yeah, and he does steal third there.
Halc,
Spruce
Dylan,
with another
Spruce,
third.
top 3. We'll see what the other spots are as they come in. Creonea in 7th. Still rocking funky cones.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. You know, that top 4 that we got there was pretty set, you know, in mid lap 2. They were all kind of just in a really set spot.
Yeah, so those mid spots, Spruce, Ricky, Freewave, Dorito. Oh my god, there's a 3-way tie for 7th. That's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, 3-way tie for 7th on 17, and then Creonea on 15 in 10th. 6 is on 19. So
yeah,
that like 5th, maybe 4th through 10th position is really what we're looking at for the close scores now. And it is very close in that position, but maybe only one of them is going to be able to advance.
Yeah, Halc got first again, right?
Yeah, Halc is doing amazing in this room.
Halc is really kind of outplaying their seat here, and they're kind of establishing their spot already. You know, 39 after 3. I don't want to say that you lock it yet, you know, because you could chain last,
in a 6-race
right?
room.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you can almost call that a lock.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know, we have Halc first, Dylan second, and Brandon third.
Yeah,
those are pretty good top 3 there.
Absolutely, and not according to the seed. Brandon is kind of expected to be destroying this room, and he's not.
Yeah,
This is a very strange, kind of upside down room. It's great to see, especially in round 1.
Yeah. And like I said, you know, even before we started this cast, I'm excited to see when people that we don't know shake up the spots. And that's pretty much exactly what we're seeing.
That's exactly what's happening. Exactly. Coming on to a very technical track, though. Maybe the most technical track in the game.
Yeah, one of them for sure. This is a track that the Dynamite players I know pick a lot. Dylan and Ricky, very comfortable on this track. Rewards some good driving, for sure.
Starting off, we got our 4-player POV. I love this stuff.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know who's who quite yet, but yeah, I like it.
We'll see who's able to shroom up at the beginning here. Brandon with the trail, watch out for that. And it does hit
I think Brandon does trail out Ricky there. Halc in second, and Brandon has nothing at first. Only gets 1 box for Halc. That's could be bad. We'll see.
Creonea with double revs in 2.
Yeah.
Oh, and the trail from Dylan getting ahead. Nobody is safe in this top 3.
Yeah.
2 more reds for Creonea. Dylan is absolutely not safe. With a coin out, he's probably going to have to chain in. The blue coming in for Brandon.
If Dylan can avoid this blue, he can be in a really good spot.
Yeah, Brandon with nothing now after taking blue.
Dylan
the trail.
Spot. Yeah, the trail.
Yeah, Dylan with nothing. It's dangerous, but he has a bit of a breakaway in 1. Getting a decent enough shroomless cut. Jojo coming up into 3rd. Halc is actually going to be in 1, and the shock early again. This has been an extremely shock-heavy room.
Yeah. Yeah, Halc in first right now. Dylan in second. Jojo in 3rd. That shock won't do too much for the players in the front because it does get them into those boost panels.
Jojo opting to go wide. Oh, too wide, missing the double. That could be very costly for him with Ricky behind him.
Yeah, Ricky only holding a shroom behind him. This could be fine for Jojo.
And there's a second blue already. Looks like Dylan's taking that. No, Halc! Oh my goodness, how did that go for Halc?
That is unfortunate.
It's a good thing he's already in 1. Ricky forced him to ghost.
Yeah.
Halc's on enough points, but I would be mad about that anyway.
Yeah. That's just unfair, you know. You want the person in first with the mushroom to take that.
Dylan gone in 1, Ricky in 2, but Brandon with triple reds in 3. Up into 2, he's going to be able to hit out Dylan here, but he might still have a first place lead afterwards.
Yeah, Brandon could seal Dylan's fate here. We'll have to see what shakes up in the front.
Halc playing a ghost in 3, that could be a difference maker if a second shock does come in. I'm holding my breath if I'm Halc.
You want to use it? Use it. There we go.
Use the ghost.
Yeah.
And the 3rd blue comes out. It's not going to connect in time, but 3 blues in 1 race is crazy.
Yeah, 3 blues and it was 1 shock. Yeah, that's crazy on a race like that.
Dylan, Brandon, Halc top 3. That is going to solidify those few top positions. It's the mid spots that we care more about right now. We'll see what those are.
Yeah, I want to say after 4 races, you know, Halc is chilling. They don't need super big races.
So we'll see the overall. It's still very close. Freewave up into 6th with 25 and a few people on 22. Oh, I missed it on the stream. So we won't have the exact placements for you, unfortunately. But Freewave, that is a name I've never heard before in my life. I think he's a casual player, and he is doing amazing in this room. We've been seeing him up in the front quite a bit, and I mean, obviously, he's up into 6th place now.
Yeah, I mean, with how the game has been blowing up these last couple of years, even these casual players, they have resources like JP Givener, they have Shortcat, who know how to show these casual players how to do these strats, explain them in a way that's really easy to digest. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing with these players like that.
JP Givener, by the way, also playing in this tournament.
Yeah.
We haven't streamed him quite yet, but he'll be around.
Yeah, he'll be here. One of my favorite guys. He always brings the energy.
Absolutely, 100%. So going into, is it race 4 or 5?
This is 5 that we're going into.
Yeah, race 5. So only 2 left. These rounds go fast, I'm telling you.
Yeah, so we're seeing some of the tracks. I'm seeing Piranha Plant Cove, one of my favorite tracks. Super technical track as well. Baby Park we're seeing again, and we're going to get, it looks like Dolphin Shoals here.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So this is another track that's not a hard runner. There's a very big bill extension here. If these players know where to use their bullet bill, you can be in the back the entire race and still pick up first.
Yeah. All right, we're getting into it. Ricky has put his serious pants on. He's using Scooty now instead of the Cat Cruiser.
When Ricky puts the serious pants on, you got to watch out.
I know.
Okay, going into race 5, the spots in the middle are still very close. I think people are mostly competing for that 6th place position, so a lot of people want it. Only one person's going to get it. Triple Nanas for that Daisy player in 5th. That's going to be Jojo.
Yeah, Jojo needs some points. I think he's sitting in that 7th or 8th spot right now.
Yeah, he's in the mid-pack for sure.
Yeah, definitely. He needs to make up some points here.
He's trying to run here. It's a good strategy on this track, but again, that bill extension is so powerful, you can choose to do either. That boomerang was dangerous. Not going to connect quite yet. I believe that's Brandon on Red Yoshi in 1. And then Ricky Dillon in that 2-3 position. Yeah, just going to be Brandon in 1. So these positions, if they stay, honestly, it's fine for everything. That is the earliest shock I might have ever seen on this track.
Yeah, wow. We've been getting some really early shocks here. Yeah, shaking things up.
Really, the packs aren't that wide. It's kind of crazy that it keeps getting pulled this early.
Yeah. I'm wondering because people aren't bagging super hard, so I'm not sure. They must be like right there pulling that shock.
Yeah. So yeah, every player who's in these mid spots overall is also in a mid spot this race right now.
Yeah.
And that's a dangerous position on this track. You want to be holding a dodge, you want to be holding a bill, or you want to be in first. If you're in 7th with nothing, you got to start thinking about dropping out, and they're just not doing that.
We do see Brandon very, very gone in first right now.
Yeah.
So he's definitely at the mercy of second pulling, 2 sets of triple reds, or some better items than that. We'll have to see how things shake up. But yeah.
At the beginning of this round, Brandon was not really able to get into those running positions. Now that he's in the running position, oh my goodness, he is so far ahead every single race.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? I understand it now. I know how to play this room. I gotta get into the front as fast as I can.
Yeah, he gets it. Creonea, oh, he's gonna fall off. I think that might be really costly for him, holding a star as well.
Yeah.
Spruce getting that box in 5th. It's not gonna be triple reds, dangerous for everybody in front of him. And TorchedOven pulling a star in 8th. That's kind of a lucky pull, but I think he might be out of it points-wise. And Creonea dodging the shock. No item in pocket. I don't think he can come that much higher. And the plant and Ghost, we'll see who that is when it ends. That plant, it's going to be Halc.
Yeah, Halc just barely beating Ricky there at the line.
Creonea in 4th. That's very good for him.
Yeah, that's a very lucky 4th after the water physics kind of messed him up there.
That brings Creonea right back into it. He's up into 6th now. Jojo and Freewave tied for 7th behind him.
Looks like our top 5's pretty locked. Spruce in 5th is 10 points above Creonea in 6th.
Yeah, so 1 race left. Creonea's on 31 and 6th, and then Jojo and Freewave are tied for 7th on 27. So absolutely, like, whichever one of those 3 wins this race, they could make it.
Yeah.
Grimshadow and DoritoBandito, they're both on 24. So they could make it, but they need to beat everybody else if they want to win.
Yeah.
So it's possible, it's very unlikely. They would need to get 1, and then everyone they're competing with would need to get a bottom spot. So yeah, the ones we're really going to be looking at going into this last race are going to be Creonea, Jojo, and Freewave.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are like really in it for 6th place. And again, that top 5 is pretty solidified at this point.
Yeah, those 6, 7, 8 spots are always the scariest going into the last race. And whenever I'm there, I'm shaking. I'm like, what do I do? Like, it's depending on the track. Like, do I run? Do I bag? Like what's the play?
It's potentially the most stressful position you can be in this game. It's really, really hard.
Absolutely, yeah.
By the way, if you are wondering, that top 5, who again is pretty much solidified, is going to be Halc, Brandon, Dylan, Ricky, and Spruce. So Halc, Brandon, Dylan, they're mathematically through.
Yeah.
Ricky and Spruce, maybe if there's a disaster on this race 12, they could be out, but most likely not.
Big shakeup here for Halc, MVPing over Brandon by 5 points.
Halc is doing amazing.
Yeah, I want to see if they can hold it. That's another thing I'm cheering for because you want to see the top seed upset, you know? Like, it's
100%.
always like that. And it's always a really good confidence booster for you going into the next race. We
Oh,
do get a
the room is
DC.
going to DC going into race 12. So, I mean, that just makes everything harder for us.
Yeah, true.
Like-
gotta do math.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not here to do math, you know?
I'm low-key, I'm here to do math, but I don't want
You
to.
can have it. You can have it.
I'll do the math for you, don't worry.
Yeah.
We still have the race. Oh, no, that's a connecting sound. I'm just hearing the sound effects in the background. I have no idea what's happening.
yeah.
We can't see it.
Yeah, I hear the little LAN room that we get.
Yeah.
It's kind of a nostalgic feeling, you know,
Yeah.
from when I used to be a player and I was kind of sitting there at the rooms just waiting for everything to start. It's got that little anxiety before you start.
I want to go back to something you said. You know, obviously Halc wants to win this round just for pride, but it also pretty heavily affects the seedings going into the next few rounds.
That's true.
It's not randomized. It's based on how you did in the previous round. So if Brandon ends up getting second, he's going to be in a much harder room for that round too.
Yeah.
And if Halc gets first, relatively easier room for him moving forward.
Yeah. That is
it's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
You want to go for as high of a spot as you can. And we're
I
just
mean,
waiting.
that's why you never want to troll or kind of take it easy in the qualifiers. You know, like you want to try as hard as you can.
Yeah.
You always want to sweat those.
You need to.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get an easier route to finals, then you do for sure.
Yeah. And sometimes you need the easier route to finals because, like, I know last year in the FFA semifinals, there was an incredibly hard room. Some would say it was harder than finals itself.
Yeah.
It happens. If you get seated in a tough room, your whole tournament could be over.
Yeah, because there's those good players that end up just being forced down to 7th, 8th, 9th, and they're just out. Like, those are good players that are out that could have been in finals.
So, okay, we are back into the room. We are picking our tracks. We have 3 baby parks on the board, which I'm not super excited about.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Don't love it.
But yeah, there are some tracks that I would like to see. I want to see kind of how these players can play in this room on newer tracks, especially like Moonview Highway, Wee Rainbow Road, Piranha Plant Cove. Like,
so just a reminder before we get into it, it's been a bit of time now. Creonea is in 6th on 31, and then we have Jojo and Freewave tied for 7th on 27. So only one of those 3 is going to move on. Maybe someone a bit below them if they have an insane race. But those 3 in particular, we need to keep an eye on this race.
Yeah. There are some players below them that are only 3 points difference. Grimshadow, DoritoBandito. So really, it could be anyone's game for that 6th place spot. We'll
Creonea looks confident. He looks confident.
Yeah, he knows he got it. Look at that funky contour.
He is on the bubble, but he has the confidence to do it.
I love it, yeah. And we're getting into Shy Guy Falls. Classic OG track from the original.
Not a very commonly picked one. It actually benefits the more casual players. Jojo, as a competitive player, doesn't really play this track as often. It doesn't get picked super often.
Right, yeah. This is one of those tracks that's kind of a team's gambit, you know?
Yeah.
Tracks that a team will pick if they know that other people don't know how to play it. Because they know they're better, you know? So it's one of those.
We're going to be looking at Spruce to start us off here. Spruce, again, in 5th place on 41, so he's pretty much safe, not guaranteed.
Yeah.
And then back to Creonea with triple greens in pocket. He is in a very devious position. He can ruin some races right here. No, but he's going to get backed!
Oh, the back red.
It's only lap 1, but you know he's sad about that.
Yeah.
And Jojo up into 3rd with a mushroom, and he's going to get trailed out! Oh, he's mad about it,
no,
too.
He's not happy with that.
Oh, no. And green again! He has some time, but you know he's mad.
Yeah.
And Freewave, another player that we're looking at right next to Jojo in 8th. DoritoBandito in 6th. He needs a top spot here if he wants to advance.
Yeah, we've been getting some early shocks, so maybe Freewave will luck out here. We'll see.
All of our players of interest are here in this mid-pack starting lap 2. It could be anyone's game at this point. DoritoBandito, sorry, with Star Ghost in 6th. That's an amazing pull for him. He could really capitalize, and he dodges the shock! Oh, he's ecstatic about that! Pulling a shroom from the Ghost, 2 and 5th.
Well, the question is, I think Creonea dodged that shock too, right behind him. Yeah, Creonea, who we're watching, does have triple shrooms in 6th here.
DoritoBandito getting hit out, and Creonea is our highest spot.
Stay out of the middle.
Brandon Halc in top 2, and he misses his drift, but he's still up here in 3rd. If he holds the spot, he is going to advance. Backing fire on Ricky. It's going to connect. And the red comes in. Can he dodge it? Yes, he can. Another red.
Another red.
He's hit on the waterfall. He's coming back. Getting the boost panel, but Spruce is going to come ahead of him. And getting the double, what does he pull? Freewave up in 6th. Triple shoot stop for Freewave. This is an amazing pull for him. Creonea is a little bit ahead.
Freewave got this. Yeah, he has the star. He uses it a little bit early, probably predicting a shock here.
He needs a box here. He's not going to get one. He's not going to be able to take the cut. Creonea is up ahead. And
Oh, he gets shocked after set. That benefits Freewave him so much. Jojo dodging in Bill, though. Who is it going to go to? DoritoBandito up in a star. Jojo in 4th.
Yeah, we got to see how the top spot
Oh,
shake
it's
up.
so
Yeah.
close. Who's it going to be? Oh, my God. This is round 1?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Spruce with first, Halc in second, Brandon in third.
Oh.
We'll have to do some math here because
It's so close. So, wait, Jojo and Creonea. Oh, I missed it on the stream. I have no idea who advanced.
yeah, I think it's either Jojo or
We're
Creonea that does advance
we're gonna
here.
need some intel from the TOs here. I just have no idea who got 6th there. That was
Oh
so
man,
close.
Room DC on
That-
the last race, but it's that close.
That was an unbelievable last race
Yeah.
for round 1.
yeah, I know.
This
I
one
know.
is supposed to just be nothing. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
incredible.
There's not supposed to be anything going on. Oh man, yeah. We'll have to see how things go because this really could be anyone's game. I think that top 5 is pretty solidified with Spruce getting a top spot. So we'll have to see who snagged that 6th place.
Yeah, I need to reiterate for the people behind the scenes, we have no way of knowing who advanced. We just have no clue.
Yeah.
I really want to tell you guys in the audience, like, who advanced out of that. That was unbelievably close.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting people off the stage going into the next round. We are going to be casting the next round as well, so we hope to see you
Hey
back
guys,
for that.
we'll see you there.
Hey. But yeah, I think we're just waiting on that result for now.
That was a really fun one, man.
That was so
Yeah,
fun.
that was I don't know. They got my blood pressure up a little bit.
We're just waiting on it.
Yeah, we're just gonna sit here.
Just going to sit here. How's everyone doing in the audience? I heard one person. Someone's happy. I hope everyone's having a good time. That was our first Momocon casted round.
Yeah, man. I'm
hope
pretty
we
new
didn't
to
get
casting these FFAs. You know, I'm used to casting 6v6.
Yeah.
Specifically high level 6v6. So seeing these players make some unpredictable plays does make it a little bit more difficult to cast, but it does keep things really interesting.
That was a very interesting
Yeah,
round.
man.
Yeah.
All the early shocks were really shaking things up, and especially
That was crazy.
Yeah.
So
all
if
the
you-
blues.
If you don't know, items in this game are fully distance based, so you need to be far back to pull that lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Nobody was.
Yeah.
The packs were so close the entire round, and yet everybody was pulling shocks.
Right.
Like lap 1.
Yeah.
I've never seen something like that.
No, it was crazy.
Someone turned on frantic items. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking that at one point. I was like, "Are we sure that we have the normal settings going down?
Yeah.
Like, this is just crazy."
The item pulls were crazy there.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I don't know. Like in rooms like that, you wonder if the players who are thinking a couple steps ahead are able to smuggle stronger items up to the front, but with all the shocks and all the blues and just everything going on in the mid pack, it made it a lot more difficult to do that.
Yeah.
People were just kind of at the mercy of others, and things were just kind of being shaken up by the minute. So it was really, really interesting to see that part.
Yeah. So, one more time, if anyone has confirmation for who advanced.
Yeah. Who? Creonea made it.
Creonea made it! Oh
All
my
right,
gosh!
all
Congratulations to Creonea.
All right.
That is a nail biter already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Funky Kong main.
Moving on
to
around.
round
That's
2.
pretty cool.
Awesome stuff.
You don't see that a lot, but
No, you don't.
It's a big throwback to Mario Kart Wii days for sure.
Yeah. So I think we're going to take a break here. Again, we're casting again next round, but we're going to take a quick break, get everyone for the next round situated, and we will catch you again pretty soon.
All right.
Bye.